Hey everybody, Mike, 4B's Honey Farm. We're building some feeding shims for our nucleus colonies today. These are a little smaller. Got some 5-frame colonies that we split out in the fall, and we're just letting them grow through the winter in those 5 frames. They're doing really good, but I always put a little bit of emergency food on them, just in case. You never know, get sick in the spring or something. Not get to your bees in time, they could starve to death. So we put a little bit of extra feed on top for them. It helps save their honey. Today it's in the 70s here at the house. The bees are flying like it's springtime, but there's nothing for them to eat. So they come back and they eat like crazy. So Virginia winters can be very weird. So I buy these shims already made. They're screwed together really nicely from Poor Valley Bee Farm over at John Rutten's place. John custom built these for me, so he didn't have any nuke feeders. He's got regular 10-frame feeders, but he didn't have, and this same concept applies. I put these exact same feeders in my 10 frames, but I just wanted to show you today what I'm doing. He's got these ready built for the for his 10 frames. So buy the shim pre-made, and I just slide these. These are just dowel rods. You can use any kind of 1/4-inch stock that you want to, and I just stick these little dowel rods in here, and I'll show you why here in a minute. But it allows for the appropriate amount of bee space. So once I stick these in, the feed can't get all the way down on top of the frames, so it allows for the correct amount of bee space. So in the wintertime, when I go out and I want to raise this up and look at the bees, and I let it back down, I don't kill a bunch of bees that rush up to defend themselves. It just gives them space to a place to be, really. Then I buy a 1/4-inch hardware cloth, and I cut it to appropriately fit so that I can just stick it in here and I just cut it to fit. Hopefully you can see that. Can't really see this hardware cloth very well. But I just cut it and bend it to fit, and kind of stick it in there. Let's see if I can get these dowel rods to stay. I'll stick that in there for you, show you what I'm talking about, and then I just staple it in. I've got an electric stapler here. We just staple it in. It's not really going to be bearing a whole lot of weight. I mean, it is going to have 6-8 pounds of candy in it, and I'm going to make the candy here in a minute, and I'll show you how we do that too, and give you my recipe. We went through this a little bit last year, but all I really showed you was how we make the candy. I didn't really tell you how we done it or anything. So I thought we could do this over again and maybe make it worthwhile this time. So I'm trying to stay on camera. I'm up here by myself in the shop. This is what we do. I had a guy, we did a show this weekend, and he was like, it can't be that hard. Well, it's just bees. And he said, what all do you have to do to them? So I started explaining it to him, and what all we have to do, and how I work all year doing this stuff. And he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I thought you just put your bees out there, and July you went and got your honey, and then next July you do the same thing. But you're always doing something. So it's a lot of fun, keeps you busy. But here it is, it's 2 weeks from Thanksgiving now or something like that, and still out here doing bee work. So, all right, I'm gonna staple these in. I'll show you what I'm doing. Sorry, fail. So we're just putting a few staples. Hopefully you guys can see that. We just put a few staples in. I'll do that all the way around. And then we'll fill this. I'll put some newspaper right here just to keep the sugar from falling through. And I'll leave the center open right here for the vent hole in the hive. And I'll put in some pollen patty right here and feed the rest of it with sugar that we've moistened, and it'll dry nice and hard and absorb moisture from the hive as the bees breathe. And give them an extra food source. But we'll go through that here in just a minute. I'll show you how we do the sugar. It takes 24 to 48 hours to dry, and then I got to move some hives back up here to the house. I'll go get those, and then we'll put these feeding shims on. I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I'll pop open one of my big hives and show you how they're already consuming that stuff like mad with these warm days and nothing for them to eat. So stand by. We'll do part 2 very soon.